All right. Well, I'm here with Kelly Blatz, writer and director of One Fast Move. How's it going, Kelly?
I'm doing well, Eric. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Little rush today, but
Oh,
if problems don't
let's.
arise, then are you even living? I don't know.
Hey, man. We'll make a one fast move interview,
There you go.
right? Yeah.
So, looking at your IMDb, and you've done a bunch of acting. You were in a band previously, and
hmm
now you're writing and directing movies. Like, what's kind of uh, the growth of your artistic journey, so to speak?
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to make films. I was making student films in high school and wanted to go to film school. But I had a friend at the time who was an actress, and she said, if you study acting, you can learn how to make films while getting paid to do that. So I thought that's a great idea. And then I always loved music and was in a band at the same time. And around my mid-20s, I realized that I had to start making films again because that was really what I wanted to do and move forward with in my life. And so that I started just shooting short films and made my first feature film in 2018. And this is my second feature film. And what's wonderful about filmmaking is it encapsulates everything that I love. It's literature, philosophy, photography, music, acting, all in one thing. And it's a collaboration, which I love. So that's been my journey.
And so, what is it about the artistic stuff that kind of gets you going? Because like you have like the writers and they only write, and the actors only act, painters only paint. But then there's
Yeah.
certain people like yourselves that just kind of want to put their finger in everything.
Yeah. I feel like for me, film and music was always two constants in my life, and music will always be a part of my life. But I feel like what I found with filmmaking, which really I started to do mostly later in my 20s, was that it did have a bit of all of those things. And so for me now, I'm just fully committed to filmmaking, and I play guitar here and there, and if I ever get asked to act again, I probably would. But now I feel like I'm just totally streamlined and focused on telling stories and writing and directing.
Yeah. And in this, you got some great performances out of everyone. I'm guessing that you attribute that to your time acting. What is it about acting that now, like, so being a director now that you've acted a bunch, how does
Yeah.
that change for if you would have just went into it without having any acting experience?
I mean, the acting experience was incredibly valuable. First, because you work with so many different directors, and you're on so many sets that you pick up on things. You pick up on what works. What are the environments that are most conducive to good performances, and even just to creative environments that don't feel stifled or rushed or anxious. And so I said, when I start directing, I want to create a dream environment for my actors, which is no tension. Nothing you do is wrong. I'm here for you, but I'm also here to stay. I'm going to stay out of the way, and I trust you. I'm not going to micromanage you. I trust you to do that, and I feel like the actors really responded to that way of working.
And when you're writing, does actors kind of come into mind like you're writing some dialogue and it's like, ooh, whoever's playing Dean's really going to dig this line, or they're really going to chew the scenery here.
Yeah, absolutely. With this script, Edward James Olmos, I was actually hearing, because it helps sometimes to hear an actor, even though you're like, oh, I'm never going to get that actor. Sometimes it's nice to hear an actor because you can imagine their presence. And so I actually imagined Edward James Olmos, and lucky enough, he loved the script and wanted to do it. But absolutely, yeah, when you're writing, you're hearing these characters, but you know that for me, whoever comes to who embody it, I want them to have the freedom to make it their own, instead of being so rigid. And I really I lucked out with KJ as the essence of Wes, and Eric as the essence of Dean, and same with Maya. They really just carried the essences of what I hoped, while also bringing their own, particular talents to the parts.
Yeah. I also saw that previous directing effort, Senior Love Triangle. I haven't seen that yet, but I will get to that. But as far as like your acting roles, what's like or just like something in your past that you've done, it's like, oh man, I really nailed it there. I wish more people could see that.
Oh, I don't even know if I'd be capable of saying I really nailed it. I could say that I've had one really fun experience and one very meaningful. Working on Fear the Walking Dead was a blast. We shot down in Mexico, and working with Cliff Curtis and just in that world was so fun. It was like shooting a Western. And there was a film called 4 Minute Mile with was Richard Jenkins and Kim Basinger. And that to me was a sports drama, similar in the same genre as One Fast Move. And personally, I just I felt in a way like I wasn't shooting a film. It was really meaningful for me at that time in my life. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, One Fast Move, I gotta say congratulations on this. It was a really good movie. One Fast Move will premiere globally on Prime Video August 8th, and hope everyone goes to check it out. Kelly, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for watching the film and for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.